Have you ever felt uncomfortable when nobody needs you? So, when you have no crisis to solve, sab acha chal raha hai, everything is going smoothly, no one to rescue, no problem to fix, no one depending on you. Now, when all this is happening, when everything is going actually perfect, instead of feeling peaceful, you start feeling restless, almost invisible. You suddenly become unsure of who you are because for you and many women like you, being needed feels really good. It feels meaningful. It feels important. It adds value to your life, your being. But what happens when your sense of worth becomes tied to being needed? What happens when helping others becomes the way you validate yourself? Today, let's talk about a hidden emotional pattern that many women carry without even realizing it: the addiction to being needed. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And today we are talking about something that looks like kindness most of the time, but sometimes it also hides something much more deeper. We are talking about the addiction to being needed because helping people is not the problem. Supporting people, of course, is not the problem. Loving people, again, of course, is not the problem. The problem is when your identity becomes dependent on being indispensable. When your value comes from rescuing, fixing things, giving, carrying, holding everything together. Without realizing, you start believing that if people stop needing me, will I still matter? What will my worth be? And that question sits beneath the surface for so many women, especially women who have spent years being caregivers, caretakers, fixers, who've been, the strong ones always, who've been the emotional support system for everybody around them. So today let's explore what actually drives this pattern and how you can build self-worth that is not dependent on being needed. Firstly, you feel responsible for other people's emotions. And one of the biggest signs is that you feel responsible for making sure everybody around you is okay. So if they are upset, you feel responsible. If they are struggling, you feel responsible. If they are disappointed, you feel responsible. And over time, you begin carrying emotional burdens that were never meant to be carried by you. They were never yours to carry. Number two, you struggle to let people solve their own issues. Because of course you have to jump in. You're the one, no, the problem solver always. So you immediately jump in, you offer solutions, you take over, you fix things, you rescue. Not because you're those controlling types, but because helping and solving somebody else's problem has become a part of your identity. And watching someone struggle makes you uncomfortable because that discomfort activates your need to be useful. Number three, you feel guilty when you prioritize yourself. So when you're addicted to being needed, self-care, of course, will start feeling selfish, isn't it? Because you want to be there for others because they need you. So where do you go in the bargain? Rest feels selfish to you. Boundaries feel selfish to you. Saying no feels selfish to you because you somewhere have learned to measure your worth through what you do for others, not for what you are. Number four, relationships feel safer when you are giving. Now this pattern actually begins very, very early. You may have learned that love was earned through helping, through being useful, being good, being available. And as an adult, relationships can feel uncomfortable when you are simply receiving. Because giving is very familiar to you, you've been doing that since your childhood, but receiving feels vulnerable. Number five, You fear becoming irrelevant. And this is such a deep fear. It's the deepest wound underneath it all. The fear isn't that people won't need you. The fear is that if people don't need you, will they still choose you? Will they still love you the same way? Will they still respect you? Will they still value you? And that's where, actually real healing also begins, because once you learn that your worth is not created by your usefulness and that your worth already exists, you can actually embark on that healing journey. So, if today's episode resonated with you, like, comment, share it with somebody who needs to hear this today. Don't forget to subscribe to the Flight to Fulfillment podcast on either Substack or YouTube or Spotify or Apple, wherever you're more comfortable, so that you don't miss out on a single dose of inspiration coming your way. Until next time, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now, but asking you to please care deeply, love generously. Of course, that's what you should be doing, but remember, you are worthy. Even when nobody needs anything from you, you are worthy. Even when nobody is asking you for anything, you are worthy. Even when nobody's telling you this, you should know you are worthy. On that note, I say goodbye for now, but I'll see you in the next podcast very, very soon. Till then, take care. Much gratitude. Bye bye.